Good morning, my name is Yewande Mabinori Adeojo and welcome to my channel. So just a few pointers before I start. I'm only sharing what has worked for me so far, so feel free to apply in bits and pieces as they work for you. So I'll do my best to answer your questions, however difficult. So I'm doing this video to answer a question I got on my last post. I've been wanting to post on LinkedIn for the longest time. So that particular day was very random. I just was up till like 2 a.m. and I wrote that post. And to my surprise, I got a lot of positive feedback. So thank you guys, because that feedback is the reason why I'm like, you know what, I think it's time I start my video series. So one of the questions that made me do a second post and record it so it's faster is I noticed that in some part of the post I wrote that I had gotten so used to answering the question of are you going to stay with us for over a year that I pretty much had the perfect answer. And I noticed someone just put a comment to say, Yewande, tell us how you used to answer that question. And then I saw some people like it, and then the question came up 2 or 3 other times in the comments. I'm like, okay, thank you for telling me my next topic. So I will try to answer that question to the best of my recollection, because I can promise you I didn't have the same answer every time. So I think what I'll just do is tell you my thought process and how I was able to convince them that they should just hire me and I'll stay for over a year. The first thing for an interview, I think for me, was the God factor. Now, not to sound like this is a Christian channel or a Muslim channel or whatever, but before every interview, I would literally go on I would pray. I would sometimes fast depending on how bad I wanted the job, but I would pray and I would just tell God that, see, everything I'm going to say, just let it come out like you want me to say it. I would often pray for confidence, because confidence is like the first thing. You really want to walk into that room and they just want you. And they want to know that you know what you're saying and you understand the person and you believe what you're saying. So I think confidence was something I would always just tell God, see, as I'm just entering that place, let me just scatter, let them just, let nothing scare me, because interviews can be quite daunting. I mean, you walk into the room, there's 3 or 4 people staring at you, or even one person staring at you, straight faces. It's always a cold room. I don't know, HR professionals, you guys need to confess, is it deliberate that it must always be cold? It's always a very cold room, so you really need to be confident. So I think the first thing for me is just that God factor in pretty much everything I do. So yeah, now to answer the question, nail on the head directly, I think that in order for you to convince someone interviewing you that you're going to be in the organization for over, especially if you have a resume like mine where every 6 to 8 months they are somewhere else, I think that the major thing that that person is looking for is how good are you at what you're doing. So I think hone your skills. Even if you haven't had enough work experience to hone it properly, read more, take certification exams. I mean, before I had enough job experience, I was doing Google Ads certifications, because now my field was digital marketing. So I was constantly taking the exam. I never had an expired Google AdWords exam on my resume. I did analytics, I did data analysis, I was doing everything. So adding all that certification to what I know and what I'm saying and what I speak on was what helped me convince that person. And so the real question is not why would you stay for over a year? The real question is, why would they want you regardless? Because I think for me, that's what it has been. The person knows that this Yewande is likely to live here in less than a year, but the person hired me regardless. There's a reason for that. It means that that person would rather have you than start to look for someone else, or you're the best person they've seen so far, or the better person they've seen so far. They're like, you know what, when we get to that page, we'll possibly find someone else. So I think the experience that I would share of me knowing smack that the person hired me regardless was my interview. I met with the CEO, fantastic guy. I would never forget that interview, like ever. So I walk into his office, I sit down, he's looking at my resume, and he's like, oh, okay, you have really good experience, blah, blah, blah. You've done this, you've done that. And then he's like, but you keep jumping here and there, so how am I so sure that, I don't even think he asked why am I so sure. I think we had talked and talked and talked. He had asked me all kinds of questions. I had gotten through the interview, and then he just goes, "You're not going to stay here for long." And I'm like, "No, I will stay, because now this is me trying to get the job." So I'm like, no. And this was, third or fourth job. So I was still very fresh at interviews and all that. So I was like, "No, I'm going to stay. He was like, "You're not going to stay. I can see it, you know." And I think for him, what he saw was beyond, oh, employees stay for forever in my company, whatever. What he saw was the way this young lady is going. She's not going to be satisfied. She's not going to stay until she's satisfied. So he was just like, "You won't stay, it's okay, but don't worry, you'll get an offer, but you're not going to stay." And I can see it and I know it. So I think for me, it's the person willing to hire you regardless. It's not so much how you answer the question. It's not so much you having the perfect answer. It's just you being the perfect candidate. And that's really it. So far, for me, that's what I feel has worked. The way I see it, for every person looking to hire someone, they want the best man for the job. And when you think of the fact that in the real sense of it, not every job kind is a full-time job. Some are 3-month contracts, some are 6-month contracts. So it's for that. And the reason why they put out that vacancy is because they have an immediate need they need to fill. There's an immediate project. There's something burning in front. Yes, there's a long-term reason why they want you on the team, but there's something burning right now that they need you for. So you need to convince that person that you are the best man for the job right now. It's not so much about 10 years from now, 20 years from now. When that, as somebody hiring, trust me, you will go through so many candidates, you'll be tired. So once you find the perfect person, even if they are job hoppers, you're more likely to just be like, "You know what?" And if you're sure in the organization that, look, this person will be happy here, then you're safe. Where I work now, I'm pretty sure that they were convinced in their own rights that, look, the way we work in this place, this girl will stay. And so they offered me regardless of the fact that I had how many jobs in the space of how many years. So it's you just honing what you do, being the best man in the room at that moment, and convincing that person that you are the best candidate for that job right now. And it won't matter that you have 5, 6 different companies on your resume. I think, yeah, that's my take. That's my take on it, because I won't say I had the same answer every time. So I can't even tell you, "Oh, this is what I said," and, "Oh, if you say this, you hit it." No, it's you switching it up on them. It's them wanting you. It's not even about you job hopping or you having too many places. It's them now realizing that, see, and it's you making that job hopping an advantage, because it is an advantage. The more places you have worked, the more experience you have garnered. And if it's a variety of different kind of industries for the work that you do, then it tells the person that you have seen different scenarios, you've seen different ways of approaching a problem, that they now realize that, see, this person can do what we want, especially because it's not everywhere you are going to interview for that you have done that same job somewhere else. So if, for instance, I'll speak to my field, you're a digital marketing expert or a digital marketing person or a content writer, it's not, if you worked for an e-commerce before, it doesn't mean that if a law firm is trying to hire you, or if an insurance company is trying to hire you, it doesn't mean that they are looking for someone that's worked in an insurance company before and done the same thing. They're looking for someone that does that job very well and can apply their skills in insurance or in their own field. So it's a function of you being able to convince that person that, see, this my plenty places I work is not a disadvantage, it's an advantage to your system, to your business, because now I have seen different scenarios. Pretty much nothing surprises me anymore. And even if it surprises me, because I have done well in these other fields, I will do well in yours as well. So I'm the best man for your job. That doesn't answer your question. I don't know. I think you're on your own. But please drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Please hit the subscribe button, because that lets me know that I should keep this going. And drop other questions so I know what my next topic will be, because trust me, I really don't know. So feel free to ask me whatever and I will take it up in my next video. Thank you. Bye.